Hello, hello, this is Cara. It is day 55 and it's letter Q. And we are going to make a quilt out of our paper. And you can also do this if you have fabric scraps, which I'll show you after we do the paper one. This is a great scrap buster. So get out your bits and pieces of whatever scraps you would like. And we're going to make a little quilt. It's really just a masterboard, and then we're gonna sew on it to make it look like it's quilted. That's what I'm thinking. And then once we have our quilted masterboard, we'll make some tags and whatever floats our boat. All right, so you're gonna take your bits like this, and then we're just gonna need to cut them down to various smaller sizes. And again, this is completely up to you how big or small you want your pieces to be, how many different, if you want it all different or if you want some repeating pieces, up to you. So I'm going to just get my pieces cut. And I'm just going to kind of look at the scrap that it is and then decide how I want to cut it apart. Maybe this one I want in half again. Yep, so go pick the papers you want and cut your scraps. I'm going to go do the same. I'll be right back. Okay, I've cut my pieces. And I was thinking, I think the thing that's going to make this look more like a quilt is to have the same pattern repeated in the same size versus just a random bunch of papers. So when you're cutting your papers, cut several of the same size and then vary, like this one is a smaller rectangle, and then vary the sizes, but keep the similar pattern the same. Does that make sense? Now, if you're a quilter and you know actual quilting designs, that would be really cool to replicate on paper. I am not a quilter, so I will not be doing that. And then you can decide, maybe you want like if you're doing colors like me, I'm doing yellow and orange, maybe you want like a pattern around the outside, kind of what a quilt tends to look like. So then you're just going to glue your papers. I don't think I'm going to have an actual design. We'll see how this looks when we are finished. May or may not look like a quilt. That is the look I'm trying to go for. We'll see what happens. All right. Okay, so here's my completed page so far. There's some bits on the ends, but I think what I would do when I cut is just cut that part off. And then I have some parts going off the page will also be cut off. So now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, and you can decide if you want to do each square or if you just want to do like lines, like it would be quilted. That is up to you. Here is the fabric version that I have that is drying. I tried to do red and then pink, orange, and yellow as a gradient on this one. So yeah, same thing. I'm going to do the sewing on this. It is all sewn, and I am not the best at sewing, but I tried to do like a grid. Yeah, if you're a quilter, you're probably dying right now. I am not precise, but I think it looks pretty cool. With the white on this one, and then I did brown. It looks black, but I did brown on this one. I got a little wonky, but here we are. So now, how about we make some journaling cards, tags, maybe a couple pockets. We'll see. And this one, well, they both are backed on typing paper. This one is thinner typing paper. I didn't get here in time for this video, but I might do it on, like, not in a video and then show you. But I bought some quilting backing, and I thought that would be really cool because then it would make it look a little more squishy, I feel. So just gonna cut through the fabric. Yeah, not too bad. Alright, so let's see. So I cut right up to that first sewing line, and then let's do, well, let's do 3 inches. And let's say maybe up to this first sewing line, but we'll do 3 inches. Yep. And then do a 5-inch tag or a 6-inch. This doesn't go up to 6, but I'm gonna guess ish right there. Or let's go to this sewing line. Yeah. All right. So it looks like I'm just gonna trim this part off. There we go. Trim off that top part too. And then let's get tags so we can cut our corners. Yeah. And then I might go back to my sewing machine and just do one more stitch around. And then there's going to be parts like right here that are going to need a little more glue. They're pretty cute. All right, let's see. So now we have this piece. It could be a tuck. Or if we cut it smaller, it could be like a little back of a cluster. There we go. And maybe another tag. I'm going to cut this one in half. A smaller tag and a larger tag. There we go. Looks pretty good. Again, I'll do that in a minute. And then how about make some pockets. Do 3.5. Yeah, that in half, then I'll need 2 smaller tags. Alright, I'll get back to that one. So let's look at the paper one. Do the same thing. Let's do 3 inches. And a little bit bigger than 5. We can make that a tag, or we can make that a journaling card. Let's do this in the middle. And then let's see. Ooh, let's do a belly band. Alright, so how about I do, so 4, and then this can become a belly band, and then we could do 3, and this could be a journaling card, and this could be a journaling card, and then we could do the same thing with this, and cut this, and then this could be little clusters. Alright, go and do more sewing and gluing. So, because it's getting late and I need to still edit and upload the video today, a little slower than I thought. I had to fix my sewing machine. Anyway, here we are. I'm going to show you my so far decorated pieces. So we have this one that, I mean, I could always add to it when it goes in the correct journal. Do some stamping, but this could be a little, words are hard, you know, a little cluster. Same with this one. It could even be a belly band. And here's this one. So there's those little guys. And here's my other belly band. I added some 49 and Market laser cuts, and then these are the little pieces I used Tim Holtz stamps with to make my own ephemera. Here I added some Dollar Tree butterflies and some more fabric for the topper and a Tim Holtz piece. And I backed all of them on this cream colored cardstock. Here's this one of the flowers we did early on in the 100 days. This one I added some paper dolls to, Tim Holtz ephemera and another fabric tab. Here's another one with a paper doll and just added another piece of ephemera. Here I made, it could be a journaling card, could be a pocket, just simply added some ephemera to it. Here's one with a butterfly. Another journaling card. This is another 49 and Market laser cut. There's the back. Here's this one with another flower. I added some Tim Holtz tape, a word, and a piece of ephemera. Another little fussy cut. These are actual vintage stamps. And then this piece right here. Here's this one. This could be a pocket. Could be a side tuck as well. There's this one, 49 to Market, Tim Holtz. This one, this girl's so cute. And I just added Discover Adventure. And there's this one. So yeah, we made our quilted fabric masterboard and our paper quilt and turned it into all of these pieces of ephemera. Wowza, not bad. Okay, so letter Q, quilt. And tomorrow, come on back for letter R. As always, have a wonderfully crafty day. And tomorrow is Easter, so happy Easter early. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next video. Bye-bye.